Welcome, everybody. We're going to get started in just a minute as we wait for people to enter from the waiting room. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're going to wait just one more minute while we wait for people to join us before we get started. Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to our ILTACON 2023 webinar, talking all things attendee related, such as registration, housing, as well as all about the event. We can't wait to get this. Information to you. And so with that started, let's cover what we're going to talk about today. After our welcome and overview, we are going to go through some important dates and deadlines. We'll discuss registration, the room block, and how to make your reservations. We'll talk about how to speak at ILTACON, cover the overall event, give you some highlights, and how to spread the word about ILTACON. As a quick reminder, this webinar will be recorded. We're going to post it on our ILTACON webpage, and the slide deck as well as the recording will be available for view after the webinar, probably tomorrow. Please make use of the chat and the Q&A, and we will get to those questions after our presentation. We have a lot of information to give you. Today, I am Tracy McCrae. I am joining you from Southern Michigan, and I am excited to tell you some of our logistic and operational details. I'm joined today by Dawn Hudgens, and she will be covering a lot of the information about the event, the location, and everything that you need to know to get excited. So important dates and deadlines. I won't cover everything on the slide because it will be available. Pointing out a couple of high notes. ILTACON speaker applications are open. Over 100 applications have already been received. Information is on the iltacon.org website if you would be interested in speaking at ILTACON. Today is our ILTACON registration webinar. And one important thing to note, when we open registration next week, member registration for ILTACON, it will be after the membership grace period has ended. If your firm or organization has not yet paid your 2023 dues, you will not be able to register for ILTACON until the dues are paid. So we will have some information on our support page guiding you to how to handle that. Registration opens next week. Scholarship applications open. Speaker applications are going to close. Of note, June 30th will be the last day to register at the lower rate and to qualify for a free gift for registering early. And we'll have more information about that later. Important to note, the housing block will close and then registration opens, taking you to ILTACON. That was okay, Dawn. Next slide is fine. Registration. When ILTACON registration opens, there will be a link on our webpage, the iltacon.org page, to register. You will have to select your registration type: full week member, full week non-member, or consultant. You'll have to log in and create an account. You'll have to review and accept policies. You'll have to fill out the form, submit payment, and you'll be registered. Once April 4th happens, the button under full week registration will be activated, allowing you to register. The next slide will show you how easy it is. Once you click your registration button, you'll have to start your registration. There will be some policies and registration conditions, and at the bottom of the page will be a checkbox indicating that you accept those conditions, taking you to your registration. We know that you have some questions about scholarships and volunteer opportunities, and we just want to let you know that that information is going to be coming out in the next week or two. We are also going to have a super pass and a super duper pass. Super pass that you know and love, buy 6, get 1 free. We're doing something a little bit different this year. Buy 6, get 1 free, get an 8th free if that person is a first-time participant for ILTACON. So we'll have more information about that as well. Housing, we know that you want to stay close as you can to ILTACON. You're going to have some choices to make. We have 4 hotels for you. No hotel is the primary, no hotel is an overflow. They are all available for your specific situation and how close you want to be to different events. Couple of different price points, as well as different amenities based upon whether you want to stay at the Marriott Starwood property or whether you want to stay at a Disney property. Really important to note, housing will open again April 4th when we open registration. Housing closes July 14th. As you go through some of these processes on our website, you may need some help. So we have a web page just for you. Help, what can I do? The iltanet.org/support is your page if you got stuck in a password loop, if you can't register for an event, if you didn't get your registration confirmation. I only gave you a very brief snippet on this page to show you all of the items that are available for help. There are more. Take a look at that page if you find yourself needing some help. Now, with all of those logistical and operation details covered, knowing that the webinar is recorded and you will have the slide deck available for later, I am going to turn it over to Dawn Hudgens, and she is going to get you excited and start with how to speak at ILTACON. Dawn?
Excellent. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, guys. I'm so excited. I'm feeling like it's 2019 all over again. And if you were there in 2019, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But let's start off with speaking at ILTACON. Speaking applications are already open, and they're open through April 16th. So you have a couple more weeks. So take a look at that. This year, when it comes to our educational sessions, we have leadership and professional development track. We have CLEs. There are some corporate sessions. There are 84 unparalleled education sessions. We have workshops. We've kind of changed up how some of our education is done. And so there's some great interactive and some engaging sessions, and there is something for everyone. And I am quite certain about that. So take a look out there and start applying for speaker opportunities. I want to go through the entire layout of the event. This year, we have a campus model. So what that means is make sure you buy some really good shoes, and to just make sure buy 2 pair, and that way you can trade them out each day to make sure that your feet are in optimal condition. This is a great photo of what the campus looks like. If you were there in 2019, you know that you can, I guess I shouldn't really highlight this, but you can access Epcot from the property. But the cool thing about this is if you're standing on the causeway at 9 p.m. at night, where you see fireworks at the top, it happens every single night, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I just kind of wanted to point that out. Moving ahead, you can see a little bit more of the property. This is actually an overview of the yacht and beach clubs. Beautiful, beautiful property, just amazing at night. And we'll go one more and take you inside the Dolphin and the Swan. Lower left-hand side is the spa, if you've not checked that out since you've been there. And the fish in the upper left-hand corner, that is actually right outside the entrance of the Dolphin on level 3 that takes you into the convention center side of Dolphin. And you can see pictures of one of the restaurants, and then again, a photo at the bottom that shows you from a Dolphin view, the Swan and the boats that can also take you to different properties. From this angle, I have placed stars in the areas where we are going to have activities and education, as well as some receptions and socials. So in the very lower portion of the screen, if you can see right here where my cursor is, that is the Swan Convention Center area. The Swan Hotel is just a little further up in the view. You've got the causeway taking you over to the Dolphin. And then the Dolphin Convention Center is way back here. And then we will walk over to the Yacht Convention Center, which is right here. Included in this presentation, I'm not going to actually talk through this whole thing. You can go back and you can review it later. But it is a walking and transportation times between the different buildings and what is kind of located in each building, so you have an idea. This can help you plan for your event. This is definitely an event that I strongly urge you prior to attending, you going through the maps, going through the education sessions, and really plan out what you're planning on doing while you're there on site to make sure that you get to do everything that you want to do, but also save your feet at the same time. It is a beautiful property, so there will be some relaxing areas to kind of take in the view and the nice breeze and the beautiful Floridian heat. We also have a quick guide to what's going on in each of the areas. As you can see here, we have the Dolphin area divided by the different levels, level 1, 3, and 5. There's not a 2 and 4, so just kind of know that we're not on every other floor. It's just kind of how it is. Don't know why, but that's the way it is. But on level 1 of the Dolphin, you will find the exhibit hall. There are 2 entrances to the exhibit hall on this level. We'll have a new startup stage there. Press briefings will take there a couple of days. You'll also have the Pacific and the Atlantic side, and the GES desk will be there as well. On level 3, which is the lobby area that comes out of where those fish were that I just showed you on a couple of slides back. That's where one of our 2 registration desks will be. We do have 2 registration desks this year. That's for your convenience, not that you can get different things at each desk. The offerings will be exactly the same, but there will be a registration desk on lobby 3 of the Dolphin, and there will be a registration desk in the Asbury Rotunda on the Yacht and Convention side. Back to the Dolphin, on the main entrance, you have the convention center area. We have demo rooms, and we also have the 3rd entrance into the exhibit hall from that area. And on level 5, you'll find ILTA Cafe on Monday through Wednesday. 4 of our 8 educational rooms. The ILTA Hub will be there, where we will also be simulcasting our keynote. There'll be a few demo rooms there, and there will be some updates from business partners and some master classes on level 5. So what are you going to find at the Yacht Convention Center? Well, we have 4 additional education rooms. We have orientation, our keynote sessions, the annual member meeting and luncheon, our business partner company updates, demo rooms, there's a press room, the closing reception, and as I mentioned a moment ago, the registration desk. We'll also have the Ask ILTA counter over there as well. Now, the Swan is a little bit different. We have some of our ancillary activities that are taking place there. On Monday, you will have your G100 and G200 session. We will have our affinity receptions there. Corporate Day will be taking place there. Our collaboration kickoffs, focus groups, and there are more demo rooms there as well. So let's take a look at it a little bit more in detail by floor. I really want to help you guys get as acclimated to this property as best we can. This slide is of Dolphin 3rd floor convention entry level, which is right off of that beautiful fish fountain in the Dolphin. You enter from the lobby right here into the convention area. There are escalators here on your left that take you up to the 5th floor or level 4. We have the registration desk here. If you were there in 2019, this is the same location as the registration desk in 2019. Straight ahead here at this aqua rectangle takes you to the exhibit hall. It is one of 3 entries into the exhibit hall. All areas that you see that have pink or magenta boxes around them, those are demo rooms. If you come down here to the Europe Hall, there are 2 sets of escalators. One set of escalators will take you to the to level 5 or the 5th floor of the Dolphin, and the other set of escalators will take you down to level 1 or where the exhibit hall is for ILTACON. Moving along to the 5th floor, so we're going up. You can go up either right here, which is right behind the registration desk, or right at the entry of the convention center, or from the Europe halls, you can get there by going up over here. We have 4 education areas here, and we have our ILTA Cafe where we'll be having lunch Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then we have our ILTA Hub right here. Taking these escalators down, we're going to take you to the exhibit hall. So the exhibit hall is quite large this time, but we have some really fun things on the exhibit hall floor. I'm super excited about them. You can see our 3 entrances. One is in the Pacific way down here. That's entry 1. We have entry 2 at the base of the escalators at the Atlantic, which is here. And this entry 3 here is actually from the 3rd floor, which we were just talking about, taking you into the exhibit hall. We have some large rest parks that are located here. We have multiple lounges. We have 2 relaxation stations. These are, because you asked for it, hands-off relaxation stations with some super high-tech massage chairs where you can sit down and relax and rest for a moment. In the center area here is where we're going to have our cocktail, our ILTA and Zero cocktail and comedy lounge. The stage will be located here. We'll have different types of seating available. There will be beverages and food available in this area. If you look down the Pacific area, way down here, we have our startup hub, as well as our startup stage. If you happen to be on this call and you're with the press, a couple of our days, we're going to be having our press briefings in the startup stage area right here. And then I want to bring your attention right over here to the back right corner of the Pacific Hall. I might be most excited about this. This is our goat lounge. Don't get too excited. This is not the little cute furry creatures of goats, but the greatest of all time lounge, where we have a living hedge on Monday night, Tuesday afternoon, and Wednesday afternoon. You'll have the opportunity to stop by the goat lounge. And if you ring the little bell, you'll have a hand reach through the hedge and hand you a really nice, iced, delicious, possibly alcoholic beverage. So that's kind of cool. I'm excited about that. Anyway, I hope you will be too. So let's go down to the next slide. Taking you back here, I just kind of want to show you where we've been so far. So once again, this is the Swan down here. We just went through the entire Dolphin, which is down here in this area. And now we are going to go over to the Yacht Convention Center. So I want to go back up here and show you just real quick. If you are here in the Convention Center and you are in the Pacific area of the Convention Center, which is right down here, you will exit these doors, walk right across here to go to the Yacht Convention Center. And I know this looks like a long way. It's actually at a very leisurely pace. It is 6 minutes. And most of that is in the shade. So it's actually kind of nice. But let's take a look at the yacht. In the yacht, we have 4 education rooms. There are 2 here in the Asbury lobby, and then 2 over here in the Newport ballrooms. There are multiple entrances into the Yacht Convention Center based on where you're staying. So if your room is at the beach, you are probably going to enter from the East Rotunda down here or the Newport Gallery here. Either one, just depending upon how you decide to walk across the area there. That will take you into the Cape Cod area where we have 3 demo rooms and the press room. And we'll bring you right around to the front where if you're driving in because you happen to be local to Orlando or staying at an off-site property, you may enter in through the portico here, which is right in front of the Grand Harbor Lobby ballroom area. And in this room, we're going to have our keynotes, our opening session, our company updates, orientation, Thursday night closing reception, and our annual group meeting. There are a couple of demo rooms right outside here. You will find breakfast bites and coffee right outside of this area on Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and Thursday morning. Over here in the Asbury Rotunda, you will see our registration desk. So this is registration desk number 2. So if you're staying at the beach or the yacht, this is a great place for you to register. Of course, you're welcome to register at the Dolphin too. If you want to walk all the way over there, you can do that as well. We welcome you to do that. And then, of course, we have 2 education sessions that are here in the Asbury lobby. These two green areas here and these doors right here are actually the doors that you would enter into if you were walking over from the Pacific area of the exhibit hall on level 1 of the Dolphin side. So these are the closest doors right through this area. So now let's go to our next area, which is the Swan. So if you take a look here, we were just at the yacht. Now we're at the Swan. If you are going from the Dolphin to the Swan, that's a 6-minute leisurely walk. If you're going from the yacht to the Swan, you would actually go through the lobby of the yacht hotel, come down this area, down the boardwalk, up through this nice little area right through here. That's an 11-minute walk, just so that you know. We are excited to tell you we will be having golf carts this year. So grab a ride on a golf cart and it'll take you over there as well so you can save your feet. Let's take a look at the Swan. In the Swan, we have the G100 and G200 sessions. We have our affinity receptions, our corporate day, the collaboration kickoffs, our focus groups, demo rooms, and then there's some additional rooms over here for hospitality suites where our business partners can entertain you as well. So if you have something that's in the Swan, this is where it's going to be. And you enter the Swan area from the lobby of the Swan Hotel right over here. Come down this area, and this is where those will be. John, I'll get to your question in just a moment. Don't let me forget. So here are some highlights. Socials. Sunday, we have collaboration kickoffs. We have our orientation and first timers buddy meetup, which will be great for all those super duper pass holders to go to. We have our young professionals meetup, and we have our opening reception on the causeway, as long as it doesn't rain. On Monday, we have our affinity receptions. We have the exhibit hall opening. This year, the theme is the ultimate tailgate party. Ultimate tailgate party. So I look forward to seeing what you guys will be wearing for that. Tuesday is the ILTA and Zero Cocktail and Comedy Lounge. We also have business partner events on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have the ILTA Zero and Cocktail Comedy Lounge, as well as some additional business partner events. And on Thursday, we have our closing reception with the theme of Hot Tropical Nights, starring the Silky Smooth Band. They are quite awesome. I can't wait for you to hear them. If you decide that your group or your committee would like to meet while on site at ILTACON, we highly encourage that. Tracy has a form that you will need to fill out. She has just linked it into our chat where you can grab that there. But we welcome you to do that. We encourage it, as a matter of fact. Moving right along, just taking this a little bit deeper. Sunday night, our opening reception will be happening on the causeway between the Dolphin and the Swan hotels. If it is really bad weather, it'll be taking place inside the Swan, just so that you know. On Monday, I am so excited about this. We have a concert to kick off ILTACON 2023. This will be taking place before the keynote starting at 8:30. We have a concert by your very own Legal Bites. Opening session is in the Yacht Ballroom. So I know you guys want to get over there early, grab a good seat, grab a couple of breakfast bites to take in so that you can listen to the Legal Bites. That will then take us into our first keynote. Now, you guys are hearing this right off the presses. So there will be more information coming out about each of our keynotes. But since you're on this webinar, you're getting information that nobody else has just yet. Sarah Ross, the Chief Vitality Officer of BrainAmped, will be with us on Monday. Monday night, we have our exhibit hall opening, the Ultimate Tailgate Party. And by the way, I've learned recently that it's not just sporting events that you can tailgate for. Apparently, you can tailgate for just about anything, including concerts. So, you know, I encourage you to be creative. Tuesday, our keynote is Ken Salaz. Ken is a mentalist. He has been on Jimmy Fallon as well as several other shows and with several other celebrities. And I have had the pleasure of being mind blown by him at an event. So I hope you will enjoy him as well. Tuesday afternoon, we have the ILTA and Zero Cocktail and Comedy Lounge that'll be taking place in the exhibit hall between the Atlantic and the Pacific. Last year, we had a lot of you guys ask for our resident musician, Dean Marion, to come back. So he'll be joining us for that. We are not announcing our comedian just yet. We are going to hang on to that bit of information. But stay tuned to hear who our comedian will be for 2023. On Wednesday, we have our keynote, Dr. Rob Archer. If you happen to be at ILTACON Europe in 2022, you had the pleasure of meeting Rob Archer. His event is, his keynote event is actually very interactive and just chock full of some great nuggets that you will use on a regular basis. So I highly recommend you attend that. And with it being first thing in the morning, if you've partied really hard, just sit closer to the back, or he might call on you. But he does like to engage the audience in what he does. And he is an absolutely fantastic speaker. So I hope you'll join us for that. And then, of course, Wednesday afternoon in the exhibit hall, we have our ILTA and Zero Cocktail and Comedy Lounge once again. Thursday, we will conclude our keynotes with the G100, G200 CIO wrap-up, which has been asked to be brought back yet again. Very well attended. And then we have our closing reception, Hot Tropical Nights, which will be taking place in the Yacht Ballroom with Silky Smooth. We are really excited about our closing reception this year. Please make plans to attend. It will be a great event. It'll be a killer party. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just some information on F&B. Sunday, we have our opening reception on the Causeway. Monday, we have coffee and breakfast bites located outside of our keynote and opening session. Breaks throughout, we'll have the ILTA Cafe. We have affinity receptions. We have the Goat Lounge, the exhibit hall opening reception, the ultimate tailgate party. On Tuesday, coffee and breakfast bites once more at our opening session at the keynote. Breaks throughout, ILTA Cafe, the Goat Lounge, ILTA Zero Cocktail and Comedy Lounge. We are replicating that on Wednesday, and then Thursday, we will be closing out our keynote with coffee and breakfast bites. Breaks throughout, lunch for the members at our annual meeting, lunch for our partners near the exhibit hall, coffee in exhibit hall for our move out, and closing reception, Hot Tropical Nights. Here are a few pictures of some cool things that you can expect to see and experience. Right over here is that little hand handing you a beverage out of the hedge. I just find that cool. Obviously, I'm easily entertained. And then finally, let's take a look at some new things and some good things that we're bringing back. So our press conference will move around while at ILTACON this year in different locations. 2 registration desks for your convenience. All ILTACON registrations come with meals and receptions. Startup stage will be in the exhibit hall. We have our hands-off massage alley in the exhibit hall. We have Nook Parks in the exhibit hall, the ILTA and Zero Cocktail and Comedy Lounge, the Goat Lounge. Corporate Day is back. We have shortened exhibit hall hours. Our exhibit hall hours are from 10 to 6, Tuesday and Wednesday. We do have ILTI. You'll be seeing him a little bit later on, or her, or it's a chat bot for you to ask questions on our website. So keep an eye out for ILTI. Streaming keynote sessions and our annual group meeting will be taking place. We have a packed meetup. Focus group participation for the Reimagine ILTACON campaign. That's going to be going on for the next couple of years. I encourage you to take part in that if you would like to. The golf carts are back to help you make sure that you save some of your energy for all of our great socials. And then we have our killer Thursday night event, end of conference party of Hot Tropical Nights. Just a reminder once again, if your team wants to meet up while on site, drop Tracy an email and fill out that cognito form. We do want to encourage you to spread the word by using our ILTACON 2023 hashtag. And then here are some save the dates going forward for the ILTACONs that will take you through 2031. Next year, we'll be in Nashville. And in 2025, we will be back in Maryland at the Gaylord National in National Harbor. All right, so let's take a look at some of your questions. Will the ILTACON badge get you into the events and meals? Any separate tickets needed? If you are registered for ILTACON, your badge will get you into all events and meals.
Dawn, just to correct that one, there are a couple that are by pre-registration only. just to
Some of the sessions, that's true.
correct. So it may not get you into absolutely everything, but additional registration is generally not required to get into the opening reception, the keynotes, the educational sessions. Just wanted to clarify that piece.
All right. With all the walking, what's the time breaks between sessions look like? There will be plenty of time between the sessions to be able to get to the different educational rooms, as well as time spent in the exhibit hall.
Exactly. We're going to have the agenda will be on the website soon. After the keynote, for example, you will have 30 minutes to get to educational sessions. Lunch is a minimum of at least 90 minutes up to 2 hours. You will have plenty of time to get from one place to another.
We have another question. Do we know, will there be another large convention going on at the same time as ILTACON in August? I can't speak to ILTACON in general. I'm sure worldwide there'll be several other conferences going on, but on our property, it's going to be us. We are a buyout for the Dolphin and the Swan. We do not have a total buyout for Yacht and Beach, but we are the only convention that'll be taking place at the Dolphin, the Yacht, and the Swan.
I don't see any other questions, Dawn. Did you?
I don't see any other questions either. I am looking. Do you guys have any other questions? Happy to answer anything, of course. We welcome you to reach out at any time. Are we expecting more than normal attendance at this year's event? Absolutely, Chad. We are expecting a very large group. We are encouraging people to register as early as possible. Part of this is so that we can go ahead and make sure that the hotels are booked up. But if you do not register early, there is an opportunity that you may miss rooms at these hotels. So we want to make sure that you have that opportunity to stay at the facilities that you want to stay at. For the first 350 paid registrations and hotels booked, that will put you in a position to receive an added bonus this year, and that is one of the ILTA fleeces that we'll be giving away this year. Actually, really nice. Tracy, do you have any other questions?
I don't see anything in, and I don't see any other. Oh, one just came in. When will the full agenda be published? It will be published in various iterations over time. We'll get some placeholder information out there very soon, and it's final when the event actually takes place. So there will be various iterations released over time, but on our website very soon, you'll be able to get an idea of the time frames with more information to come as speakers are finalized. Dawn, anything else to say about agenda?
Not at the moment. I do encourage people to apply to be a speaker. That goes through April 16th. Just bringing that one back up again. Shoot us an email if you have a question. We'll be happy to answer it.
Thanks for taking the time with us today. We will be exporting this recording, and it will be available on the ILTACON page, on the informational webinars page, probably tomorrow. If you have questions, let us know, but we look forward to ILTACON 2023. Dawn, you made it seem like it's almost here.
It is almost here, and registration opens next week. So
thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.